I open my mouth today, and I speak wealth into existence. I open my mouth today, and I call forth abundance in every form, in every dimension, in every channel that the universe has prepared for me. I do not whisper these words in timidity. I do not murmur them with apology. I speak them with boldness. I speak them with certainty. I speak them with the full authority of one who knows that the invisible always precedes the visible, that the spiritual always gives birth to the physical, and that the word spoken in faith is a seed planted in eternal soil that must, by divine law, produce a harvest of magnificent proportion. I was not given a mouth to speak lack. I was not given a mind to dwell in limitation. I was not given a spirit to bow before the altar of financial fear. I rise today. I rise with my declaration. I rise with my word, and my word is wealth. My word is abundance. My word is more than enough. And because I speak it, the law moves. Because I declare it, the universe responds. I declare that wealth is not a stranger to me. I declare that abundance is not something reserved for a chosen few. I declare that prosperity is not a privilege granted to the fortunate, or the brilliant, or the lucky. It is a law, it is a principle, it is a frequency, and I am tuning into that frequency right now, in this moment, with every breath I take and every word I speak. Wealth is not outside of me waiting to be chased. Wealth is a vibration, and I am rising to meet it. I am not chasing money. I am becoming the kind of consciousness that money is irresistibly drawn to. I am not running after abundance. I am becoming the vessel through which abundance flows without restriction, without interruption, without end. I do not beg for wealth. I align with it. I do not grasp for money. I become magnetic to it. I do not strive for prosperity. I embody it. And in that embodiment, in that alignment, in that magnetic posture of faithful expectancy, all that belongs to me finds its way home. I release every belief that told me money was difficult. I release every story that whispered to me that wealth was for someone else. I release every memory, every conditioning, every pattern inherited from fear that said I had to struggle, that said I had to suffer, that said I had to sacrifice my peace on the altar of financial survival. Those stories are old. Those stories are false. Those stories do not belong to the person I am becoming today. I dissolve them now. I erase them now. I replace them now with truth. And the truth is magnificent. The truth is expansive. The truth is that I was created in the image of a God of infinite abundance. And therefore, infinite abundance is my divine inheritance. It is in my spiritual DNA. It is encoded in the very fabric of my being. I was not born to scrape. I was not born to beg. I was not born to calculate and ration and fear. I was born to overflow. I was born to expand. I was born to live in the kind of financial freedom that allows me to fulfill every divine assignment placed upon my life without restriction, without limitation, without the constant grinding anxiety of not enough. Money flows to me effortlessly. Money finds me without strain. Money moves in my direction because I have aligned myself with the law of divine supply, and that law is inexorable, and that law is absolute, and that law bends for no circumstance and bows to no condition. It operates whether I see evidence or not. It operates whether I feel it or not. It operates in the silent invisible, while I rest in peace and in trust. I am no longer waiting for permission to be wealthy. I am no longer waiting for external validation that I deserve abundance. The permission was granted at my creation. The validation was sealed in the divine decree that brought me into existence. I was born worthy. I was born enough. I was born for this life of overflow, and I now step into that life with every cell of my being, with every word of my mouth, with every thought of my mind, aligned to that glorious truth. I speak to the wealth that is looking for me. I speak to the money that has my name written on it in the invisible realm. I speak to the opportunities that are circling my atmosphere, waiting for me to say yes. I say yes to you now. I say, come now. I say, I am ready now. I am open now. I am available now. My hands are open. My heart is open. My mind is open. My spirit is expansive and clear, and I receive. I receive fully. I receive freely. I receive without guilt, without apology, without the old smallness that used to make me feel ashamed of wanting more. More is not greed. More is God's design. More is the nature of creation itself, which is always expanding, always growing, always rising, always increasing. And I am one with that nature. I am one with that upward spiral. I am one with the law of increase, and the law of increase is working for me always, in all ways, without ceasing. There is a river of wealth, and I have placed myself directly in its current. I do not stand on the bank watching others swim. I do not observe from a distance and wonder why the water does not come to me. I have entered the river. I have surrendered to the flow. I have released my grip on the shore of fear, and I am carried now by currents of divine prosperity that are deeper and stronger and more generous than I could have imagined from my old vantage point. The river of abundance knows my address. The river of abundance knows my face. The river of abundance is already rushing toward every area of my life, and I open every door, every window, every crack and crevice of my consciousness to let it in. I let it fill my accounts. I let it fill my opportunities. I let it fill my imagination with ideas that generate wealth. I let it fill my relationships with connections that open doors I never even knocked upon. I let the river fill me completely and overflow from me in blessings to everyone I touch. I speak now to the financial breakthrough that is already prepared for me. It is not a distant dream. It is not a vague hope that may or may not materialize, depending on luck or chance or the whims of circumstance. It is a spiritual fact. It is a divine appointment. It has a date, and it has a direction, and it is moving toward me with divine precision and divine speed. I do not need to push it. I do not need to hurry it. I do not need to manipulate the conditions or engineer the outcome through frantic human effort and anxious striving. My job is to be ready. My job is to remain open. My job is to stay in the vibration of faith and expectancy and gratitude, so that when the breakthrough arrives, and it will arrive, I am standing in a position to receive every dimension of it. I am ready. I am steady. I am open. Come now. Every financial wall that has stood in my way is dissolving. I speak to every barrier. I speak to every blockage. I speak to every invisible ceiling that has limited my financial ascent, and I declare it has no power over me. It has no foundation in divine law. It was never real in the realm of spirit, only in the realm of fear. And I have moved out of the realm of fear. I have moved my residence. I have relocated my consciousness. I now live in the realm of faith, and in the realm of faith, there are no ceilings. There are no glass floors above which I cannot rise. There are no arbitrary limits placed on my income, on my net worth, on my earning capacity, on the speed at which abundance flows into my experience. In the realm of faith, all things are possible, and I choose to live there permanently, to breathe that air daily, to drink from that well without ceasing. I now speak to every source of income in my life. I speak to every channel through which wealth has found me before. I bless you. I honor you. I call you to expand. I call you to multiply. I call you to increase beyond what I can currently measure or predict. And I speak to the new channels that have not yet opened. I speak to the unexpected streams of revenue that are forming in the invisible. I call you forth now. I declare you real now. I name you visible now. You are income I have not yet seen, from sources I have not yet imagined, through relationships I have not yet formed, and ideas I have not yet received. But you are coming. You are on your way. You are being arranged by divine intelligence that is infinitely more creative and resourceful than my human mind could ever be alone. I trust that intelligence. I honor that intelligence. I align with that intelligence, and I say thank you in advance for the magnificent and surprising ways in which wealth is choosing to find me. I am a wealth creator. I am a prosperity magnet. I am a divine channel for financial increase. These are not affirmations of ego. These are declarations of spiritual truth. When I prosper, those around me are blessed. When I am wealthy, I am positioned to give more generously, to serve more powerfully, to impact more lives, to fund more dreams, to solve more problems. My wealth is not for me alone. It is a resource entrusted to me by a divine source that knows I will steward it with wisdom, with grace, with generosity, with purpose. I take that stewardship seriously. I honor it. I rise to meet it. I become everything I need to become in order to receive and manage and multiply and distribute the wealth that is flowing to me now. I do not carry the burden of past financial mistakes. I do not drag behind me the weight of every bad decision, every missed opportunity, every time I spent what I should have saved or doubted what I should have trusted. Those moments are finished. They are complete. They belong to a version of me that was operating from less understanding, less awareness, less faith. I have grown. I have expanded. I have shed the old skin of financial fear, and I am emerging now in a new skin. The skin of prosperity consciousness. The skin of divine wealth. The skin of one who understands that the universe is abundant, and that abundance is my birthright, and that every day is a new beginning, and every breath is a fresh opportunity to align with the truth of my supply. I do not rehearse my financial failures. I do not replay my losses. I do not meditate on what went wrong. I meditate on what is right. I meditate on the truth of my divine supply. I meditate on the faithfulness of the source, and that meditation shapes my reality. I speak increase over my business. I speak increase over my career. I speak increase over my investments. I speak increase over every financial instrument, every asset, every resource currently in my possession. What I have is multiplying. What I have is growing. What I have is expanding in divine proportion according to divine law, and I rest in the certainty of that expansion, even when I cannot yet see the evidence in the physical world. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. I have faith. I hold faith. I breathe faith. I speak faith. And faith is the most powerful force available to me. It moves what logic cannot move. It opens what effort alone cannot open. It creates pathways where none appear to exist. And my faith is strong, and my faith is alive, and my faith is active this very moment, working on my behalf in the unseen. I declare that I have more than enough. Not just barely enough. Not just enough to get by. Not just enough to cover the bills, and nothing more. I have more than enough. I have surplus. I have overflow. I have abundance in amounts that exceed my needs and spill into the needs of others. I have financial peace. I have financial freedom. I have money in places I have not yet discovered. I have wealth accumulating without my constant effort because I have put divine law to work, and divine law is tireless, and divine law never sleeps, and divine law does not take weekends or holidays. It is always working. It is always producing. It is always arranging the next level of my financial expansion. I trust it. I rest in it. I celebrate it. I praise the process even when I cannot see the product, because I know the product is already formed in spirit and is making its way to me now. I no longer speak words of lack over my finances. I am done with sentences that begin with, "I cannot afford." I am done with thoughts that dwell in what is missing. I am done with the mental habit of scanning my life for what is not yet there and then rehearsing that absence in my conversations and in my prayers and in the private theater of my mind. That habit is over. It is finished. I replace it now with the habit of abundance thinking. I replace it with the habit of looking for what is present, for what is flowing, for what is increasing, for what is arriving. I train my eyes to see the good that is already here. I train my mind to anticipate the greater good that is on the way. I train my mouth to speak only what I wish to multiply. only what I want to bring into fuller expression, only what aligns with the truth of my prosperity. Doors of wealth are opening for me, not doors I knocked on in desperation, not doors I forced with the crowbar of hustle and anxiety and overwork and depletion. Doors that swung open because the divine intelligence that governs all things arranged them specifically for my arrival at this specific moment in my journey. The right doors, the right timing, the right people waiting on the other side, the right opportunities calibrated precisely for the gifts and the calling and the purpose that I carry. I walk through these doors with confidence. I walk through them with dignity. I walk through them as one who belongs there, as one who was expected, as one for whom a seat was prepared. I do not shrink. I do not apologize for my presence. I step in with grace, and I receive what is waiting for me with gratitude and with joy. I say yes to divine opportunity. I say yes to every door that opens, in alignment with my highest good. I say yes with wisdom. I say yes with peace. I say yes knowing that the one who arranged the door also prepared everything I need to walk through it victoriously. My net worth is increasing. I speak this plainly. I speak this boldly. My net worth is not static. My net worth is not frozen in the current numbers. My net worth is a living, breathing, expanding reality that is moving upward by divine law. Every day it increases. Every week it grows. Every month it rises to a new threshold. Every year it reaches heights I once thought were reserved for others, and I now understand were always intended for me. I do not know every mechanism of this increase. I do not need to engineer every pathway. I only need to remain in alignment with the truth that increase is my divine right, and then step boldly into every practical action that wisdom and divine guidance place before me. I act, I step, I invest, I save, I give, I plan, and all of these actions are blessed and multiplied because they flow from a foundation of faith rather than a foundation of fear. I give generously and freely. I release money with an open hand because I know with absolute certainty that the hand that gives is always the hand that receives more. The more freely I give, the more freely the universe pours back into my life. This is not manipulation. This is not a transaction. This is the law of circulation, and the law of circulation is as real and as reliable as the law of gravity. What goes out must come back. What is given must return, enlarged, enriched, multiplied. I give to the causes that move my heart. I give to the people whose need I can meet. I give with joy. I give without calculation. I give without fear of loss. And I give thanks for the privilege of being a channel of abundance to others. For I know that in this giving, I am myself being formed into a larger vessel, a more spacious container, a more capable receiver of the wealth that continues to flow toward me. I make peace with money. I make peace with wealth. I release every conflicted emotion, every twisted belief, every complicated relationship I have ever had with the subject of money. Money is good. Money is a tool of light in the hands of those who hold it with wisdom. Money builds schools and feeds children and funds healers and supports artists and creates employment and enables missionaries and restores communities and launches innovations that change the trajectory of civilization. Money in the hands of the righteous and the generous and the wise is one of the most powerful forces for good that the physical world contains, and I declare that I am one of those hands. I am one of those stewards. I am one of those channels through which the goodness of financial abundance will flow out and touch the world in ways both seen and unseen. I welcome this responsibility. I rise to this calling. I receive the wealth that enables me to fulfill this purpose with excellence and with grace. I speak now to every breakthrough that is approaching me from directions I have not yet seen. There are financial surprises being prepared for me. There are unexpected windfalls being organized by divine intelligence. There are checks being written in the invisible realm. There are decisions being made right now in rooms I have not entered, by people I may not yet know. that will result in significant financial blessing flowing into my life. I do not know the details. I do not need to know the details. I only know the source, and the source is God. The source is infinite. The source is endlessly creative in finding ways to get wealth into the hands of those who are aligned with its flow. And I am aligned. I am positioned. I am ready. Let it come. Let every surprise arrive. Let every unexpected blessing appear. Let every miracle of financial increase materialize in my life in ways that cause me to stand in wonder and in worship and in overflowing thanksgiving. I am surrounded by the energy of prosperity. I carry it wherever I go. It infuses every handshake, every conversation, every meeting, every transaction. People who interact with me feel the vibration of abundance, and they are drawn to partner with me, to invest in me, to hire me, to support my vision, to open their networks and their resources for my advancement. I do not work alone. I am upheld by a divine network of connection and collaboration and mutual benefit that is always expanding, always deepening, always creating new intersections of opportunity. I bless every person in my network. I bless every potential partner. I bless every client, every customer, every collaborator. And from that blessing, new layers of financial increase are continually being born. I wake every morning in the consciousness of abundance. Even before I look at a single number, even before I check a single account, even before the day's opportunities have announced themselves, I wake in the awareness that I am wealthy in spirit, that divine supply is my eternal reality, that the universe is arranged in my favor, that every day brings new evidence of financial increase into my physical world. I begin each day in gratitude for the wealth that is already here. I begin in anticipation of the greater wealth that is on its way. I do not start my mornings in anxiety. I do not launch my days from a foundation of financial fear. I rise in faith. I rise in power. I rise as one who is abundantly provided for by the infinite and who carries that provision with them into every hour of the day. And at night, before I sleep, I give thanks again. I give thanks for every financial good that touched my life that day, seen and unseen, large and small. I seal the day in gratitude, and I release it in peace. And as I sleep, divine intelligence continues its work, arranging and aligning every element of my financial breakthrough while I rest. My income is increasing. I say it again because it deserves to be said again. My income is increasing. Not someday, not eventually, not under some condition I have yet to meet or some threshold of worthiness I have yet to cross. Now. My income is increasing now. It is happening in the invisible. It is already in motion. The seeds I have planted with my faith and my words and my actions and my giving are generating a harvest that is already forming beneath the surface of the visible world and will break through into manifest reality in ways that will delight me, that will surprise me, that will confirm to me again and again that the law of divine abundance is real, and it is responsive, and it is always working in my favor. My income does not have a ceiling. My income does not have a limit. My income is a reflection of the limitless source to which I am eternally connected. And that source is inexhaustible. That source is infinite. That source has never run low and it never will. I am not afraid of large numbers. I am not intimidated by big visions. I do not shrink from the thought of significant wealth because I know who I am and I know what I will do with it. And I know that the same God who placed this vision inside me has also arranged the provision to match it. Every great thing I am called to do has a corresponding financial provision already prepared. Every dream I carry has a budget in the divine economy. Every assignment on my life has been fully funded from before I was born. I simply need to walk in alignment, to take the steps I am shown, to speak the word in faith, to give with an open hand, and to receive with a grateful heart. The rest is God's work, and God's work is always good. God's work is always on time. God's work is always sufficient. God's work is always more than I asked for, more than I imagined, more than my small human mind dared to dream before faith expanded it. I now speak to the spirit of financial limitation, and I say, you have no authority over me. You have no legal right to my mind, my mouth, or my money. You are not welcome in my thoughts. You are not welcome in my home. You are not welcome in my business. I evict you now, in the name of everything that is true and good and eternal. I replace you with the spirit of abundance, with the spirit of divine supply, with the spirit of generous overflow that leaves no need unmet and no desire unfulfilled. The spirit of abundance now dwells in every financial area of my life. It dwells in my income. It dwells in my savings. It dwells in my investments. It dwells in my ideas. It dwells in my attitude toward wealth. It dwells in the words I speak about money. From this day forward, I am transformed. My finances are transformed. My relationship with money is transformed. Everything is changing for the better, and it is changing now. I declare that I am a faithful steward. I declare that I handle money with wisdom and with intentionality. I budget with peace. I save with joy. I invest with confidence. I give with delight. I spend with discernment. I do not waste what has been entrusted to me. I do not squander what divine favor has placed in my hands. I honor every dollar. I bless every financial decision. I seek wisdom before I act, and I act once wisdom has spoken. And because I am a faithful steward, the principle of divine increase means that I am continuously trusted with more. More is always flowing to the faithful. More is always being released to those who demonstrate that what they currently have is being honored and grown and put to good use. I am that steward. I am trustworthy. I am faithful. And more is already on the way. I declare that my mind is a wealth-generating mind. The ideas that come to me are worth money. The insights that arise within me are connected to divine creativity that sees pathways of financial increase that the average eye cannot perceive. I am not average. I carry an above-average spirit. I carry a spirit of wisdom and revelation. I carry a spirit of innovation and inspired action. And every idea that drops into my mind from the realm of the infinite carries within it the seed of significant financial return. I do not dismiss my ideas. I do not minimize my inspiration. I do not wave away the creative impulses that arrive in the quiet moments, in the early mornings, in the spaces between my ordinary thoughts. I receive them. I write them down. I pray over them. I act upon them. And as I act, the financial harvest that was always contained within them begins to manifest in ways that testify to the divine genius that placed them in me. Wealth is not something I will have. It is something I am. It is a state of being. It is a way of moving through the world. It is a consciousness that transcends any particular bank balance on any particular day. True wealth is the unshakable knowing that supply is always present, that God is the source, that the source never runs dry, that I am connected to that source by cords of faith that cannot be severed by any circumstance, any market condition, any economic shift, any personal setback, any temporary reversal. I am wealthy in my knowing. I am wealthy in my peace. I am wealthy in my faith. And from that inner wealth, all outer wealth flows in divine order and divine time. I do not need external confirmation to feel rich. I feel rich because I know the source. I feel wealthy because I know the law. I feel abundant because I have made my home in the truth that never changes regardless of what the visible world appears to be saying on any given day. I give thanks for money that is coming to me now from expected places. I give thanks for money that is coming to me now from completely unexpected places. I give thanks for ideas that will generate wealth. I give thanks. I give thanks for connections that will open financial doors. I give thanks for wisdom that will protect and multiply what I already have. I give thanks for the divine timing that ensures every financial breakthrough arrives at precisely the right moment, not too early and not too late, but perfectly calibrated to my readiness and to God's eternal plan. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. This thanksgiving is not empty. It is not performance. It is not a technique I am employing to manipulate the universe into compliance. It is the genuine overflow of a heart that knows it is taken care of, that knows it is loved, that knows it is provided for in ways both seen and unseen. And that rests in that provision with the absolute peace of one who has no need to strive, because the source of all supply is infinite and faithful and is always giving. I breathe in wealth. I breathe out praise. I breathe in abundance. I breathe out gratitude. I breathe in divine supply. I breathe out generosity. Every breath is a transaction with the infinite. Every moment is an opportunity to align more fully with the truth of my prosperity. I do not miss these moments. I do not sleepwalk through my financial life any longer. I am awake. I am aware. I am intentional. I am a conscious creator of the financial reality I choose to inhabit. And the reality I choose is one of ease, of flow, of more than enough, of surplus and generosity and peace. I choose it again today. I choose it again in this moment. I choose wealth over worry. I choose abundance over anxiety. I choose trust over turmoil. And in that choosing, in that daily act of spiritual decision, my world continues to shift, my finances continue to grow, my life continues to expand into the fullness that was always its divine design. I now speak to every person who will be blessed through my wealth. I speak to the causes I will fund. I speak to the lives I will touch. I speak to the dreams I will help make real by the overflow of my own abundance. You are why I receive. You are part of the divine plan that makes my prosperity purposeful. My wealth is not accumulation for its own sake. It is provision for a purpose that is larger than me, older than me, and more beautiful than anything I could have engineered from the narrow place of survival thinking. I embrace that purpose. I align with that purpose. I let that purpose be the fuel that keeps my faith burning bright, even in the seasons when the evidence is slow in arriving. My wealth serves the world. My abundance blesses the generations. My prosperity is part of a divine story that I am honored and humbled to be a character within. I stand at the threshold of a new financial era in my life. I do not look back at the old one with regret or shame or longing for what might have been. I turn my face forward. I fix my gaze on the horizon of divine abundance. I see it clearly. I see the overflow. I see the open doors. I see the blessings approaching from every direction. I see the unexpected checks, the divine appointments, the inspired ideas, the perfect partnerships, the financial freedom that is making its way to me now, with the reliability of the tide and the certainty of sunrise. I see it before it arrives, and in seeing it, I call it forth. I speak it into existence. I magnetize it with my faith and draw it to me with the irresistible force of divine alignment. I speak to every debt, and I declare it is dissolving. I speak to every financial pressure, and I declare it is lifting. I speak to every bill that feels overwhelming, and I declare that the divine supply to meet it is already released. Every obligation I carry is covered by the infinite. Every financial responsibility I hold is backed by a source that never runs empty. I do not carry my finances alone. I carry them in partnership with the divine intelligence that holds all things together, that knows every number and every due date and every need before I even articulate it. I am not overwhelmed. I am not under. I am upheld. I am supported. I am covered. And every financial obligation in my life is meeting its match in the divine supply that is flowing toward it now. Perfectly timed, perfectly sufficient, perfectly arranged. I speak to the wealth that is already within me, in the form of gifts, of talents, of wisdom, of experience, of the unique combination of qualities and capabilities that only I possess and that the world will pay generously to access. My gifts are worth money. My wisdom is worth money. My time is worth money. My presence is worth money. My creativity is worth money. My ability to solve problems, to inspire others, to bring clarity where there was confusion, to bring peace where there was chaos, to bring beauty where there was emptiness, all of this has great financial value, and I no longer undercharge for what I carry. I no longer discount the divine treasure within me to make others comfortable with my worth. I know my value. I set my prices in faith. I stand behind my worth with quiet confidence. And the right people, the people who recognize value, the people who are willing to pay for excellence, are being drawn to me now from every direction. I declare that every area of my financial life is under divine jurisdiction. My spending is guided. My saving is multiplied. My investing is directed by wisdom that surpasses my own understanding. My giving is blessed and returned with increase. My earning is expanding daily. There is not one area of my financial world that is outside of divine attention and divine favor. Everything is covered. Everything is provided for. Everything is increasing and improving and ascending to its highest expression. I release control of the how. I release control of the when. I release control of the which direction and the through whom and the by what means. I only hold on to the truth of the source, and the source takes care of everything else with a mastery and a creativity that far exceeds anything I could engineer in my own strength. I speak to the wealthy person I am becoming with every word I declare today. I am growing into my abundance. I am expanding to hold more. I am developing the mindset, the habits, the emotional maturity, the spiritual depth to not only receive great wealth, but to sustain it, to multiply it, to manage it wisely, and to release it generously. I do not just want a moment of financial windfall. I want a life of financial flourishing. I want the kind of deep-rooted, sustainable, ever-expanding wealth that comes to those who have done the inner work of aligning with divine law, who have purified their relationship with money, who have made peace with receiving, who have become genuinely generous of spirit. That is who I am becoming. That is who I am. And the outer wealth that matches that inner reality is already on its way. I declare that I attract wealthy ideas. I am not short of inspiration. I am not bereft of creativity. The infinite mind that conceived the universe is the same mind I am connected to, and that mind is forever generating new ideas, new solutions, new pathways, new inventions, new strategies, new visions through which abundance can flow into the world. I am a conduit for that creativity. Inspired ideas come to me in the morning and in the night. They come to me in stillness and in conversation. They come to me in prayer and in the most ordinary moments of daily life, and I receive every one of them with gratitude. I treat them as the valuable gifts they are. I write them down. I pray over them. I pursue them with wisdom and with action. And some of those ideas will change my financial life permanently. Some of those ideas are already working. Some of those ideas have not yet arrived, but are preparing to land in my mind at precisely the right moment. I am ready for them. My mind is fertile. My heart is open. The inspiration is flowing, and I receive it all. I speak to patience, and I tell it to settle in my bones. I speak to peace, and I tell it to rule in my mind. I speak to trust, and I tell it to govern my emotions. For there are seasons in the journey of wealth where the harvest is not yet visible, and the rain has not yet come, and the ground looks bare, and the wait feels long. And in those seasons, the temptation is to panic, to strive, to force, to manufacture something in human strength that can only truly be birthed in divine timing. I will not fall to that temptation. I will not abandon faith when the evidence delays. I will not interpret the silence of the invisible as an absence of divine activity. I know that beneath the surface, Beneath the silence, the roots are going deep. The wealth is forming. The breakthrough is building pressure. The door is about to swing. I hold my position. I hold my peace. I hold my declaration. I hold my gratitude. And when the harvest comes, and it always comes, I will know that the waiting was not waste. It was wisdom. It was preparation. It was the divine making me ready to receive what is on its way. I declare that nothing can separate me from my divine supply. Not the economy, not my circumstances, not my past, not other people's opinions of me, not the temporary appearance of lack or delay or setback. None of these things have the final word over my financial life. Only the divine has the final word. And the divine has spoken wealth over me. The divine has spoken abundance over me. The divine has spoken increase over me. And that word is eternal. That word is irrevocable. That word is more powerful than any circumstance and more enduring than any condition. I rest on that word. I stand on that word. I build my financial life on that word as the only foundation that cannot be shaken. And from that unshakable foundation, I rise. I rise into the fullness of all that was prepared for me. I rise into the financial life that reflects the truth of my divine identity. I rise into the abundance that is mine by law, by grace, by right, and by the eternal decree of the one who made me and who loves me, and who has never once stopped providing for me, even in the moments when I could not see it. I now make my final declaration. I declare that what is mine is finding me now. I declare that wealth in magnificent amounts is flowing to me now. I declare that every financial need is met. Every financial desire is fulfilled. Every financial dream is already unfolding in the invisible realm and manifesting in the physical with divine precision and divine grace. I declare that I am wealthy. I declare that I am prosperous. I declare that I am free from financial fear for the rest of my life. I declare that money serves me, that abundance follows me, that increase surrounds me, and that everywhere I go and in everything I do, the evidence of divine financial favor is unmistakable and irrefutable and growing. I speak this word, and this word does not return void. I declare this truth, and this truth is already alive in the invisible world, already moving in the unseen, already taking shape in the realm from which all physical reality is born. I stand in this truth. I am wrapped in this truth. I will not be moved from this truth by appearances, by news, by the opinions of others, by temporary setbacks, by any voice that attempts to convince me that the law of divine abundance does not apply to me. It applies to me. It is designed for me. It is operating for me. It is producing on my behalf this very moment. And I rest. I rest in that knowing. I rest in that law. I rest in that grace. I am wealthy in spirit, and that spiritual wealth is becoming physical reality now. The transformation is already in process. The breakthrough is already underway. The harvest is already forming from the seeds of faith I have planted with every word of this declaration. And I trust it. I trust the process. I trust the source. I trust the law. And I go forward now in the full expectation of a financial life that exceeds everything I have asked or imagined. A financial life that testifies to the goodness and the faithfulness and the infinite generosity of the God who is and was and always will be, my source, my supply, my shepherd, my provider, my abundance, my wealth, my peace. God is my source. Wealth is my inheritance. Abundance is my way of life. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.